All right. Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, today, so here's a little tip for you. Anytime you hear a squeak on your RV, that is an indication that something needs to be serviced. There's something's dirty, something needs to be lubed. But anytime things get noisy, that's a good indication that you have some work to do. So today what we're going to do is we're going to handle the issue of a squeaky awning. I already serviced the smaller one. We're going to jump in here and we're going to clean all the muck off of it. I did make a mistake. Here's some advice before we get started. I did make a mistake on the type of lubricant I was using. I used a lithium grease-based lubricant. It gummed up, made a mess of things. Go back in there now and we're going to clean that stuff up. So let's go ahead and get started on this thing. So in the bucket today we have a brush. We're going to use this brush to knock out the that heavy built-on stuff. We have I don't know exactly what the name of the manufacturer is that has this, but it's a simple green solution that we spray. I like to pre-treat all my stuff with that. I have my trusty magnetic pan, and then of course I have, this is a Roadmaster synthetic lube. It's actually silicone based. It's a dry lube, so it doesn't draw any dust, which is really important, as I had to learn myself. But this is what I'm going to use. I'll use this with an extension straw that I don't have in the bucket right now, but that's what we're going to get started with. And then of course you always have your trusty gloves. Anytime you're messing with any type of chemicals, I suggest using gloves. There's no sense in you absorbing any of that crap into your body, just if you can avoid it. So all right, let's get started on this thing. So all right on guys. All right, so here we are at the head of the awning, and we got some screws on both sides that hold this head in place. They're important because they actually keep this awning head in place. And obviously I'm filling back here. I'll show you in a minute, but I'm filling back here and one of these screws is loose. The goal is to eliminate all of the grime on all of the joints and the slide rails so that there's no resistance. And because the smoother and cleaner you can keep this thing, the quieter and the longer it will last for you. And that's just the ticket right there. The last thing you want to do is to neglect your RV, and then down the road something sticks and then something binds up, and the next thing you know you're replacing one of these arms. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to do first. Here's my simple grain. This is what I'm using to treat it. I got this from, I think, Tool Supply. Harbor Freight Harbor Freight is where I got it from. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to treat all of these components with this spray. All right, and next what we're going to use is we're going to use my trusty handy dandy McCullough steamer. And you got to be careful with this unit, because if your RV has paint, this is pretty hot water and it could damage the clear coat on your paint, so you want to kind of be careful about that. But what we're going to do is we are going to steam, after we blow the water out, we're going to steam all of these connections. And once we get these things steamed, then we're going to come in here with this brush and we're going to hit them and work inside them. And then if you see any debris after you get the brushing done and you've wiped it off with a rag, you come back in and you can steam it a little more until you get all that debris off. It works pretty good every time. All right, and then you wipe it down, get all that excess debris out of it, and then the final step is with your I use it, like I said, this is Lube Master. It's a Roadmaster product, but it's a dry silicone based lubricant. And then this lubricant will dry and it'll leave a residue, so you want to kind of wipe off everything, all the excess. You don't want a bunch of stuff dripping down, because the only point that matters is the point where actually it moves. So, and that's it right there. So I'm going to get this thing done. We get to take a look at it once we get finished. All right guys, and just like that we have serviced our awnings. Now I mentioned earlier that I had noticed that there were a couple screws missing in the heads. Hopefully on the next video I'll show you what to do on that, but there's a couple heads that hold that head on. Well, you're up there cleaning, if you have loose screws or you have loose or your screws missing, take care of that, put some Loctite on it. We'll go into that later on. But anyway, we are successful. We have some quiet, clean awnings that'll be ready to go for at least another 6 months. So until next time, my name's Chris Huckes and I'm the RV Survival Guy.